All right, y'all, this is interesting. This young lady is about to tell you why she divorced her husband. And it's going to trigger some people. Y'all check it out. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it after.
Basically, my husband stopped meeting my expectations.
What you mean?
So when I met him, when I met my husband, I told him what I expect from a man. The number one rule with being with me is you have to provide. I won't settle for anything less. So my husband ended up losing his job.
He had a job?
Yeah,
Where he worked
he
at?
had a job. He was a manager at a
Pull
warehouse.
the mic in so these people can hear you. He was a manager at the warehouse?
He was a manager at a warehouse.
Okay.
So he ended up losing his job. He came home and he told me. I'm like, okay, cool. All right. So a month went by and he looked for me to pay the bills. Who paying what bills? So I was going to consider it if he gave me the money back for paying the bills. And he told me no. He felt like he shouldn't have to do that. What do you mean? When I told you, as a man, I expect you to provide. Under no circumstances will I ever touch bills as long as I got a husband. None. If you can hear.
He probably happy you gone, though.
I'm sure he missed me.
A headache? That would be a headache for me. Like, I know I just lost my job. What if he lied? You know, niggas do that. Like, I just lost my job, baby, to test.
But
what is he doing now?
That's childish. Like, what you testing me for? That's childish.
I'm saying to see what I got. Now I see what I got.
If you asked me to be your wife, you knew what you had.
Nah, I ain't thinking I down lose my job from the warehouse and they gonna do that.
I mean, but you knew what it was.
So,
like you knew what it was. I told you who I was from the beginning, and you still asked me to be your wife.
Oh, you told him that if he lose his job, you gonna throw it away?
I didn't tell him that, but I told him you are to provide, and I told him, baby, your money is my money, and my money is my money. And so he didn't have any more money, and that was a problem for me.
I actually know this is going to surprise a few people, but, you know, I got to call it fair. You know, I got to call it down the middle. I'm not mad at the woman in the video because for one particular thing. And we got to start calling it down the middle, y'all. We got to stop the bias, right? I'm in no way pandering to anybody. I don't do any pandering, so I'm just calling it how I see it. The one thing that makes her right to me is the fact, if this is true, the fact that she kept saying over and over, no, I told him, we agreed on X, Y, Z. I told him X, Y, Z. You know, all these things, you know, yeah, I wouldn't. You probably wouldn't. He did. You know, according to her, if that's true, you know, she told him, hey, I will never touch a bill. Hey, you must provide. Hey, and she also had another point when he said, when the interviewer asked her, I don't know his name, but when the interviewer asked her, you know, what if he was testing you? And she said, well, that's childish. And normally I would say, no, that's not childish. But she had a point. She said, well, he married me. You don't think you should know what you have before you marry a woman? So, bro, in this case, she's actually right, if you ask me. She gave the man the option, man. The man chose it. He chose. So it is what it is, man. I don't see nothing wrong here. Carry on with love and respect. Rakim, not them, I'm out. Peace.